I'm Gene Grant here at the table with this week's Line Opinion panelists. Now, the 2016 presidential campaigns have been in national headlines for weeks, and we're starting to see some action here in New Mexico. This weekend, Republican presidential hopeful Carly Fiorina is scheduled to attend a local GOP event, and Democratic hopeful Hillary Clinton scheduled to appear at a fundraising breakfast at 2600 a head. Clinton is reportedly going to attend the event at the home of Ed Romero, a former U.S. ambassador and Democratic Party fundraiser here. And John, let me start with you on this one. There's always, let me kind of broaden the lens here a little bit. There's always this idea that we're either going to be a swing state or we're not going to be. And meaning if we're going to be a swing state, we're going to get a lot of visits, get a lot of attention. How do you see this 2016? Are we going to be a swing state here? And if so, are we going to see some folks coming around for our votes?
Well, last year I would have said no.
Okay.
But then we went through the election, and the Republicans took over the House. Mm-hmm. There was a major sea change in New Mexico politics, so we could be a swing state again in the general election. I do think that New Mexico could be important in the nomination process, if we figure out a way to do that. But generally speaking, unless we become a swing state in the general election, we're not going to see a lot of visits. Mm-hmm. But you look at Carly Fiorina, she's, it looks like Hillary's probably going to get the nomination on the Democratic side. So even though I'm a former chairman of the Democratic Party, it's much more fun to watch the Republican side of things. And Carly Fiorina gave this great speech in Iowa that got huge kudos. Yeah. So the fact she's coming to New Mexico is kind of cool. She's kind of an up and comer. Yep. And it would be pretty interesting if we had Carly Fiorina against Hillary Clinton in a presidential race.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, that's
exactly. Wow, I did not expect you to say that, John Wortham. I like that.
You see Carly Fiorina on the stump, not just in speeches, but also in interviews. She did a Yahoo interview with Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry, with Katie Couric, and she went after Hillary Clinton. Boy, she is like a laser beam. Yeah. Now, it's still awfully early, but. And the other interesting thing, too, is that Fiorina's coming in to give a speech on behalf of the Republican Party, whereas Hillary's here to raise money for herself at $2,700 a pop. That's a pretty expensive breakfast.
Yeah, sure is.
That's because Fiorina can pay for her own campaign.
That's right.
Well, I think Hillary can, too, at this point. So can Hillary as well.
That's right. I had a chance to watch Bernie Sanders' announcement speech on the shores of Lake Champlain. I thought that was very interesting because he had all these high-priced boats and craft behind his shoulders there, railing against the 1%. It was really kind of beautiful. But be that as it may, I mean, this is an opportunity for the Bernie Sanders of the world to come to places like New Mexico, establish themselves. You see what I'm saying here? This could be interesting.
It's an interesting idea. I don't, ultimately, I don't see Sanders getting the nomination. I mean, let's just, so not deluded about that. But I do think that he has an opportunity to influence the discussion. And in some ways, he is a substitute for Elizabeth Warren, who many people wanted to see come in.
Right.
But neither Warren nor Sanders polls very high. So I don't see there being, in New Mexico, I don't see there being a tremendous competition amongst the Democratic candidates.
Okay.
Yes, it's possible that they come here, but they might also look at our state and say, not enough to be worth it. It just depends. We'll see. I think, too, the issue of whether we're a swing state or not, it's more than the attention we get. It's also the money that comes into our economy through advertising buys, through campaign events here. And we have suffered as an economy. As we've been considered a safe state, many of our local businesses have hurt. Not everybody, but
it's a lot of dough.
It's a decent chunk of money that comes in.
Absolutely.
When
you're encouraging people to vote
more
Republican.
competition. Absolutely.
And speaking of that, Janice Arnold-Jones, we had two more Republicans announce this week. It's a crowded field. What do you make of this? The primary coming up on the Republican side.
Well, I'm excited, and I would never discount somebody who believes passionately that they can make a contribution to our country. And that discussion is vital. I feel kind of bad for the Democrats because Hillary has all the money, and as a result, up until the election, up until you get to the general, there will be very little discussion. And what happens locally is it will depress the fundraising for all the Democrats. It will depress, and the defending the Senate. Which will be very sad. So it really comes down to money, but if the election is very close, when going into the general, we have 5 electoral votes. So then it becomes a money game, but you go where you can sew up those votes. So this state could be very important.
I'm going back on Bernie Sanders again. Does he really have no chance in the general? I mean, I'm sorry, in the primary against Hillary Clinton?
Well,
No chance at all? Because I got to think, I'm telling you right now, when he announced his whole bit about student loan debt, there was a roar that went up from his crowd. I mean, I got to think that's going to have some traction in 2015, 2016.
I think it will have traction. I mean, but as far as winning, like for example, I mean, I was chairman of the Democratic Party. I've been doing Democratic politics for 20 years.
Yeah.
I've met Bernie Sanders, who wasn't a Democrat until recently, but he has no organization. The reality is winning a presidential race is a huge organizational game. That's why I would suggest, collect your Pataki 2016 bumper stickers now. I mean, people with no organizational ability have no chance of winning. What he does have a chance of doing is really moving the debate and articulating this inequality problem, which is a deep and enduring problem and is a huge matter for the base of the Democratic Party. And so I think he'll move Hillary a little to the left.
Interesting. That's all the time we have for this week. Join us online to hear more from these guys this week. I'm Gene Grant. As always, we appreciate your time and your effort to stay informed and engaged, and we'll see you next week in Focus.